Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the latest generation for the Porsche 911 Targa 4S. Huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this sports car for me today. Take a look at their website. They're always getting in some very cool inventory. That link is down below. So this 4S is finished off in a Gate Gray Metallic. MSRP start right around $151,000. And this is powered by the 3-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine. It's paired to the 8-speed PDK transmission, pumping out 443 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,600-pound sports car from 0 to 60 in as quick as 3.4 seconds with the Sport Plus package. It also has a top speed of 188 miles an hour. And as far as fuel capacity goes, you're looking at 17.6 gallons with an MPG of 18 miles per gallon in the city and 23 out on the highway. Now this also has a wheelbase of 96.5 inches. Its overall length is 177.9. It has a width of 72.9 and a height of 51.2 inches. Now as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice that pretty much with all Porsche models, they have a very classic and seamless design to them. And especially with that Targa top, gives it a great look. Now, as we work our way back to the front, you'll notice that we have more of a bubble design for those LED headlights on both sides with the bodywork that surrounds them, giving them a really nice classic Porsche look. The turn signals are integrated in the lower trim accents, where there's also parking sensors, as well as plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to all of the components that are located up front. With this having the engine in the back as well, we do have the front storage space. So you can use that button in order to release that. And then when we open this up, you have a decent amount of space. I do have a few items in here at the moment, so you can place in a good bit. You can make this a practical daily driver where you can place some of those items up front and have them out of the way. Now, as we work our way to the side, this has a really nice set of brushed wheels along with those very large red brake calipers. And then we have the fuel cap on that passenger side, body colored for the side mirrors there. And then as you can tell with the roof down or the Targa down, I think it gives it a really cool look. You also have the entire rear section, which is finished off in glass, so you can see the red top there, as well as the back seats, and then Targa is located on the side. As you saw earlier when I had that entire section open, that is how you can gain access to some of those components in the back. However, with the Targa, you really don't have any access to the engine itself unless you are a technician and you have the proper ways to gain access to it. Now in back, you'll notice Porsche with 911 Targa 4S, as well as the very slim design for the LED taillights. That LED bar also runs right through the middle there. And then this has a backup camera of the sensors, and then that quad style dual exhaust, which has a really neat two-tone look to it. And then as we work our way to the interior, when the vehicle is locked, the door handles are actually flush with the door panel. As I approach, you can have the door handles pop out there, and then you can grab them from there. Where we have a really neat interior for this particular model. We have the window controls, the side mirror adjustments. They're also power folding too. There's lock and unlock. Really nice dark gray trim accent for the release handle. And then there's also two different areas for storage located in the door panel. Now down at the footwell, we have 911 Targa 4S. We also have the front trunk release as well as the rear hatch release. So that will open up that entire glass section there. And then we have the tan interior for these leather seats. Now there's also a leather tab right here, or strap you can pull to move that backrest forwards, allowing you space into these back seats. Now at 5'10", this is really not where I want to be. Obviously, you're not buying this to put people in the back. However, you could put kids. If you have some smaller kids, you could put them back here. This is really going to be for extra storage space to utilize this as a daily driver. I could ride maybe 5 minutes if I had to go down the road or something like that. But you also have the ability to fold down these back seats. So you do have a little bit of a storage shelf there when the roof is still down, but it's going to give you some more storage when you have the roof up, just to, again, give you better practicality. And obviously it's much easier to get in and out with that roof down. But let's hop into this now, where we're greeted with a solid leather steering wheel. And we have the gray paddle shifters on both sides. But let's start this up. That's over on this left side. We can take a listen to this 911. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, we have the analog tach front and center. Everything else is digital. So the LCD screen on the left and the right gives you a lot more information to go through. You can use these controls on the left side of the steering wheel as well to further go through info over on this right side. So you can scroll through quite a lot, even pulling up the navigation on that right side, which is really nice. If you click on press to show, now we have more of a calm screen with your time, fuel, and then outside temperature on that left side. And then you can quickly bring that back to life to look at the rest of the info. And then over on this left side, it looks like we don't have any controls for that. So it's fixed over there. We do have your Bluetooth as well as a tuning control and a favorites button that you can activate as well. There's also the drive mode selector in the bottom. So you can go between normal, Sport Plus, wet, and individual, just depending on what you need to go through. You'll see those adjust right there. On the left side, along with the ignition, we have the headlight adjustments. There's one air vent. There's also a clock right in the middle of the dash. And then we have a very large infotainment system where you can go through quite a lot. As you can tell, there's multiple icons like your navigation. We have a vehicle that you can go into. You can even extend the rear spoiler and have that up. You can go back to home where you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have your Sport Chrono. So you can go into this app here and go through your start, your stop, evaluate all of that information. There's also shortcuts over on that left side that you can use as needed. And then in the lower section, you do have some more shortcuts into your media. You can also exit out of that one and then go into your second favorites, so you can set that up the way that you would like to. We have a few different suspension settings that you can use, as well as traction control. There's two air vents underneath that. And then we have the adjustments for your fan speed, your temperature. We have volume for the audio as well as tuning, a few defrosters as well. And then you can also use this control to further go through the information within that screen. Now, if we push this all the way forwards, that is for reverse. So we have the backup camera. There's also drive, the manual setting, and then park is located just in front of that. We have the Targa operation along with the heated seat controls. A little bit of storage in front of the electronic brake there. There's also a little bit of storage in the armrest as well as some auxiliaries, and then plenty of storage in the glove box there, as well as a removable cup holder that you can use as needed. You can place that in the middle. Up top, there's also the dome lights, rear view mirror, and then here's a look at visibility. With the top up or down, it is going to be the same, since we have the pillars on the side that are fixed. So either way, it's going to be easy to see all around. As we set off behind the wheel now for this 911, I have it in sport mode, Sport Plus at the moment. Doesn't seem all that loud in a mild acceleration there, but I can tell you this is going to be a phenomenal car to drive. I'm not doing any performance driving with this today, but I've been in plenty of other Porsche models to know that this is a well-balanced vehicle with the engine in the back, with the all-wheel drive system. It sounds good on the downshifts. You are definitely going to have a very fun vehicle. The steering already feels tight, and I like how the steering wheel is a little bit smaller. Makes you feel more like you're in a go-kart with just the driving position and how this feels. But a few things that I forgot to mention real quick. One, we do have some nice amenities like a cup holder over on your passenger side. I know that's something that in sports cars like this, it's nice to have. I have an Audi R8, I have built-in cup holders in my vehicle, but some cars don't even come with them. And if you're looking to daily drive a vehicle like this, something like that is going to be very useful when you need it. This also has manual adjusting seats for sliding them forwards and backwards. However, we do have power adjustments for the recline and incline, and then you can do the height adjustment with the other control. So interesting to see that they are manual for sliding forwards and backwards. And then we do have the massive spoiler that you can pop up when needed. Definitely a fun car to drive, though I do wish it was a little bit louder. The downshifts are louder than the upshifts, which is interesting to see or to hear. But let's give it another acceleration here. Definitely not that loud, but nonetheless, you are going to get a fantastic vehicle to drive. It's been pretty comfortable so far. it's going to be well refined. It's a Porsche. And even with the suspension setting, where I have it in the sport mode now, it's a bit stiff. It's a little bit more bumpy now. We can take it out of that, and you can have a comfortable daily driving vehicle, or stiffen it up for some performance driving. And from second gear, here we go. Paddles are going to be incredibly quick. The PDK is known for being one of the quickest shifting transmissions in the automotive industry. So very responsive as soon as you tap on them. And I like the size of them. They're in a good spot here behind the steering wheel. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the 911. I think it has a really nice interior, as you've already seen. Pretty minimal on the controls, but we do have a lot of technology to make this a great daily driver, to give you some of the performance, like the Sport Chrono. You can go through all that information and just have a little bit more fun with this vehicle, getting to monitor all of your performance stats. But it's a nice vehicle to drive, even with the sport suspension there on. It's like you're driving a go-kart. It feels open though, because you have all of this glass surrounding you. Definitely a nice place to be. Now, I wish I could do some more performance style driving with this car, as I know that it is going to perform very, very well in track driving, mountain driving, just being able to take it around some twisty roads. You're really going to have some fun behind the wheel of this car. And then obviously you can put the top down as well. The only downside to the top operation is that you do have to be stationary. So a lot of vehicles, you are allowed to move up to around 20 or 30 miles an hour or so. I believe I may have to be, okay, so we can do it from here, and you will see this open up. You don't have to be in park, you can't be moving in order to do it. But it's a pretty quick operation. And then once it's done, we are ready to go. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's really cool that we have the Targa top. And we'll give another acceleration with the roof down. Wind noise is kind of what you would expect. Now, obviously, if you're buying this vehicle, you want to have that top-down experience. Definitely very, very nice. So it gives you the best of both worlds. But that's going to wrap it up for the latest generation for the Porsche 911 Targa 4S. Once again, huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down below. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.